Keeping the heart, lessons on maintaining a pure heart in all seasons of life, two things which consume the time and strength of professing Christians. O Christians, I fear your zeal and strength have run in the wrong channel. I fear that most of us may take up the church's complaint. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyards have I not kept. Song of Solomon 1, verse 6. Two things have eaten up the time and strength of the professing Christians of this generation, and sadly diverted them from hard work. First, fruitless controversies, no doubt started by Satan for the very purpose of taking us off from practical godliness to make us puzzle our heads when we should be inspecting our hearts. How little have we regarded the observation, it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats, that is, with disputes and controversies about meats, which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. Hebrews 13, verse 9. How much better is it to see men live exactly than to hear them dispute with subtlety? These unfruitful questions, how have they torn apart churches, wasted time and energy in taking Christians off from their main business? What do you think? Would it not have been better if the questions agitated among the people of God lately had been such as these? How can a man distinguish the special from the common operations of the Holy Spirit working upon him? How may a soul discern its first backslidings from God? How may a backslidden Christian recover his first love? How may the heart be preserved from unseasonable thoughts and spiritual duties? How may a bosom sin be discovered and subdued? Would not discourse have tended more to the honor of true religion and the comfort of souls? I am ashamed that the professing Christians of this generation are insensible of their folly. Oh, that God would turn their disputes and contentions into practical godliness. Second, worldly cares and encumbrances have greatly increased the neglect of our hearts. The head and hearts of multitudes have been filled with such a crowd and noise of worldly business that they have lamentably declined in their zeal, their love, their delight in God, and their heavenly, serious, and profitable way of conversing with men. How miserably we have entangled ourselves in this wilderness of trifles. Our discourses, our conferences, no, our very prayers are tinged with it. We have had so many things to do that we have not been able to take care of our inner selves. So how many precious opportunities have we lost? How many admonitions of the Spirit have passed over us unfruitfully? How often has the Lord called to us when our worldly thoughts have prevented us from hearing Him? But there certainly is a way to enjoy God even in our worldly endeavors. If we lose our views of Him when engaged in our earthly affairs, the fault is our own. Alas, that Christians should stand at the door of eternity, having more work upon their hands than their time is sufficient for, and yet be filling their heads and hearts with trivialities. An exhortation to hearty engagedness in keeping the heart. I infer, lastly, for the awakening of everyone, that if the keeping of the heart is the great work of a Christian, then there are only a few real Christians in the world. If everyone who has learned the dialect of Christianity and who can talk like a saint, if everyone who has spiritual gifts and abilities and who can preach, pray, or discourse like a Christian, in a word, if everyone who associates with the people of God and partakes of ordinances may pass for a Christian, then indeed the number is great. But alas, how few can be found if you judge them by this rule. How few are there who conscientiously keep their hearts, watch their thoughts, and look scrupulously to their motives. Indeed, there are few closet men among professing Christians. It is easier for men to be reconciled to any other duties in religion than to these. The profane part of the world will not so much as meddle with the outside of any religious duties, and least of all with these. And as to the hypocrite, though he may be very particular in externals, you can never persuade him to undertake this inward, this difficult work, to which there is no inducement from human applause, this work which would quickly discover what the hypocrite does not want to know. So that by general consent this hard work is left to the hands of a few retired ones, and I tremble to think how few hands it is. If the keeping of the heart is such an important business, if such great advantages result from it, if so many valuable interests are wrapped up in it, then let me call upon the people of God everywhere to engage heartily in this work. Study your hearts. Watch your hearts. Keep your hearts. Do away with fruitless controversies and all idle questions. Do away with empty names and vain shows. Do away with unprofitable discourse and bold rebukes of others, and turn in upon yourselves. Oh, that this day, this hour, you would resolve to do so. I think it will prevail with you. All that I beg for is this, that you would step aside more often to talk with God in your own heart, that you would not allow every trifle to divert you, that you would keep a more true and faithful account of your thoughts and affections, that you would seriously demand of your own heart at least every evening, "Oh, my heart, where have you been today? And what has engaged your thoughts?"